Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video and blog are all about the full moon of the 7th of March 2023. Now, this March full moon's energy is unusually powerful and varied, and if we take the steps to understand its different potentials, we can really achieve a lot. These potentials are actually multifaceted, but I try to set them all out clearly in this post, and I give summary guidance at the end about how to grasp these potentials. So the first point to make is that because this full moon is in Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, which is ruled by Venus, and it's at 22 degrees in the Vedic sign of Leo, which is ruled by the Sun, the key energy of this full moon is sensual, lazy, vain, artistic and fierce and highly sexed. At one level it's a spring dance of play and lightness with a very definite edge. And that's because Purva Phalguni's nature is fierce and its dosha is pitta, or fire. Now, importantly, you can see the Western and Vedic charts for this full moon on my Star Wheel Astrology website's March 2023 website page. There's a monthly page full of charts for each month. But this energy, which I've just described, stemming from the fact that this full moon is in Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, is huge, but it's only a part of the total energy. So the energies are a battleground between ego, love and harmony from what we've described already. The two planetary rulers involved, Venus and Sun, are actually planetary enemies. And in this chart, they are strong. Venus has Jagrat quality in terms of Jagradadya Vashtas, a wonderful analysis tool. And I use it whenever I give you a reading. And so Venus is wide awake and totally ready to fulfill its nature and energy. Venus has full dignity in this chart. Venus is massively fed also by super strong and wide awake Jupiter. And that's according to Rashi Avashtas, another very useful tool to apply and offer in a reading. But we absolutely also need to understand that this full moon offers us far more to respond to than that already huge offering, namely potential visionary openings and channelings, healing, needed revolution. If you can grasp it, it's there. Real power and oomph. So let's look at these facets in more detail. So first of all, as I said, there's potential visionary openings and channelings. And these can be used to bring us healing of what we need to heal now at this time. And I say this because it's very noteworthy that Venus, Chiron and Jupiter are all conjunct. They're spanning 19 to 24 degrees Vedic Pisces. Venus, Chiron and Jupiter in Pisces. Visionary openings and channelings with healing potential. And note that this triple conjunction of Venus, Chiron, Jupiter is actually, and you can see it in the Western chart, the apex of a psychic eye chart aspect shape, where the base of the psychic eye figure is Sun sextile revolutionary Uranus. And Uranus plays a big part, as I'll be describing. And there's actually further healing potential because the moon in this full moon, as I said, is in Purva Palguni Nakshatra. But importantly, it's in Pada 3. The nakshatras are divided into 4 quarters or padas. And Pada 3, where the full moon is one of the Pushkara nakshatras. Nakshatra padas with healing quality potential. That's why I'm talking about visionary openings and channelings, plus embracing our needed healing, whatever it is at this time. Okay, as I said, we absolutely do need also to see the Uranus potential, the revolution potential for each of us now. It's there, and we'd be foolish to ignore it or duck it. I say this because Uranus is the apex of an ambivalence triangle. In other words, it's fueled by the tension from the opposition, which is the full moon, opposite its sun. Each of those, the sun and the moon, are in aspect to Uranus. And the nature of ambivalence triangle is that we are impelled away from the tension of the opposition into a needed jump. And the jump here is Uranus, the planet of revolution, which was discovered around the time of the storming of the Bastille. If you need revolution now, be open to this facet of this full moon's energy and work with it. But not only what I've described already, there's also real power and oomph because Mars is square at 90 degrees to the full moon's sun opposition. Mars is still transiting Taurus, where he's very strong. And within the sign of Taurus, Mars is transiting Mrigashira Nakshatra, one of the nakshatras that Mars rules. So you've got this warrior energy to bring in the revolution, to push along the vision work, to make efforts to do the healing. There's one important additional point I want to mention, and that's the nodes of the moon. They are extremely powerful in their effect. At the time of this full moon, we need to understand them. Now, Ketu is the south node is transiting through Libra and bringing to each of us potential to grasp huge lessons about relationship. Ketu is transiting through Libra, the sign of relationship. Now, Ketu, the south node's energy, is always sharp and fierce, but even more so at the day of this full moon, because now, as I'm talking, and at the time of the full moon, Ketu's conjunct fixed star Garcrux, Gacrux, whose energy is perseverance, but many burdens, trials and responsibilities, together with suffering and many hardships. So we have a responsibility to be aware that call to perseverance and hardship is needed and can actually make us do the work better, the work that this full moon offers. And of course, we have to notice that Ketu, the south node, is transiting Swati Nakshatra, which is ruled by Rahu, the north node. So here we have a case of past life issues and our life direction issues for this incarnation melding and needing to be decoded and understood by us from the things that arise in our consciousness and in our life. And the other important end of the other end of the nodal axis is, of course, Rahu, the north node. And it's good and important to hear that Rahu is driven, because even more driven than is his nature always, because he's entered the healer's nakshatra of Ashwini on the 21st of February. And fascinatingly, Ashwini is ruled by Ketu. So here again, it's double whammy. We have a mixture of our past life issues and people from our past life, important realizations coming up from our past life or lives, mixing with our fate and destiny drive direction in this life now. And I've certainly had some quite incredible, experiences there, which are guiding me at the moment, including a wonderful past life reading that I had, which is the issues of which are totally surfacing now for me to understand and heal. Okay, what I need to add, the factor I've saved to last, is the X factor. And that is the transiting opposition of Lilith, Black Moon Lilith, opposition Pluto in the heavens. Now we are coming to the end at this time of the long-running Lilith-Pluto opposition. But what it offers is so powerful and potentially so healing. So understand that. Get a reading from me if you need it. Take stock of where you're at with the Lilith-Pluto issue. So Lilith is our shadow, including power qualities that were disallowed for us when we were a kid or a teenager or a young person, whatever. And Pluto is about our power, including our buried power that again was disallowed for us by our culture, by our parents or whatever. And so Lilith and Pluto, such immense powers, are coming into our consciousness now, urging us to grow. And I want to add to that Lilith is also our needed wild side. And actually, if we don't know what our personal, particular wild side is, we're living half a life. Now, obviously, a wild side needs to be understood and expressed ethically. But if we don't know it and don't express it, we're a shadow. The Lilith opposition Pluto transit is ending now, so do make the effort at the time of this full moon and in the month of March to look at your issues of power and shadow and the happy, powerful embodiment of your wild side nature. So in conclusion, in addition to the sexual current of Purva Palguni full moon, we are also offered an amazing chance to ride through a rich sea of needed visionary realizations and awakenings. Now, the possibility of these is coming thick and fast. And we must use these to heal ourselves. Bring those realizations to the wounds of which we are aware. And indeed, artistic expression might well help us now because of this moon being in Purva Palguni Nakshatra. Whatever is your artistic thing, whether vibrant painting, African dance, African drumming, whatever it is. So, I want to conclude by saying this full moon is exceptionally powerful. It could even offer us the experience which in the tarot is called the Tower card. An experience of death and rebirth of some needed sort in our life could well be offered to you now. And let's say you were getting a bit despaired and despondent of actually sorting out and getting some key issue right in your life at this time. Well, use the energies of this full moon to arise from, as it were, your ashes of despair. Seek the symbols now, decipher their meanings, take the steps to heal yourself, and ideally share your wisdom and healing with others. At the time of this full moon, shine your light. So, to get a reading from me, you can go to my Star Wheel Astrology website, or if it's a relationship reading, go to our wonderful new LoveStarDating dating site supported by astrologers and healers. My wife, Maggie Pashley, offers many healing modalities worldwide online. Do subscribe to my video channel, to these blogs, and indeed you could join our LoveStarDating site and Facebook page if that was applicable to you. So I hope this video has been truly helpful. Seize the opportunity definitely offered by this full moon. Thank you.